Hello everyone. You may notice what I'm wearing today and that certain flag behind me. Any rugby fans out there? Big result for Scotland. Hello everyone. Hey Big Madge, how's it going? Good to see you all here from the Madford stream. So yeah, I'm just calming down from the rugby result. That was intense, if any of you were watching that. Today is another Ask Me Anything in Airfix. So get your questions queued. And the Airfix we're going to be doing today is one I showed last time. I thought I'd switch it up. We did a plane last time. And let's do a car this time. So it's an MGB Roadster. And you can make it with either the roof up or the roof down. So I'm going to go with roof down, I think. This was actually a gift from my dad a while back. But it sat on a shelf upstairs for God knows how long. And I saw it and thought, you know what, let's give that a shot. I've painted some bits. I've sort of gone ahead and painted some of the bits. It's a yellow car. But yeah, queue up your questions. Ask me anything you like about me personally, my job, DriveTribe, Clarksham to May, anything you want. And I will do my best to answer them while I make this model. Hello. I am well, thank you very much. Yep, Calcutta Cup coming home. So that's 2 visits to Twickenham in a row that we've now lifted the Calcutta Cup. Hello, Michael. I've just been told that someone who's Scottish dislikes Iron Brew. What's your opinion of them? Should they have their absolutely. I actually had Iron Brew for lunch. I had an Uber Eats McDonald's after a workout. And I had the McDonald's, you know, like the syrup Iron Brew. Fantastic. Yes, that's a big issue. It's the national drink, I would say. Bugger whiskey. Yeah, this is I think this is a 1978. Scottish football fans will be able to ascertain that. World Cup. So if you watch rugby, good question. I have a football shirt on because all my Scottish rugby strips are too small. I bought them all when I was like 12, I imagine. So this is actually the only thing that fits me. But I do need to get a new Scottish shirt. McDonald's Iron Brew is not the best. I agree. My cousin actually worked at McDonald's, and she revealed to me that the Iron Brew and all their fizzy drinks really are just like they're in like vats of syrup, and then they just add water. It's like diluting fizzy drink. It's quite rank, to be honest. Drinkable though. What car are you building? Madford Engineering. Well, that means, Nick, you were late. I'm building an NGB Roadster, and I'm going to go with the roof down. So I've painted some of it already, painted the main bits. So hopefully I can complete it a bit better than I did my Messerschmitt, which is actually still here. So that was the one from my last stream. I've yet to paint it, but it's coming all right. So I only got the fuselage ready last time. So I've actually gone ahead and finished that one. So sorry if you wanted to see the completion of that one. Was anyone else watching the rugby? I feel like car people and rugby people don't quite mix, but maybe there's a few of you out there. Ultimate G Money. Mike, what's your favorite Top Gear / Grand Tour special? Vietnam, which is weird because it doesn't even have cars in it. Either that or their first trip to America when Jeremy rolls the cow off the roof. One of the greatest moments. How they made that happen, I probably do not want to know. Right, this looks like we're putting together the rear subframe. What's quite cool about doing a car Airfix is it's almost mirrored in the stuff that's happening to my real car. Mick has got my rear subframe all sorted out and looking great. So thank you, Mick. Where is my subframe? I knew you were going to do that one, though. Do you have any advice for aspiring motoring journalists? Good question. Find your niche. I think there's definitely an issue where people see motoring journalism as reviewing cars. So that's the first thing that they go and do. So they just think if they stick a GoPro in their car and go chatting away, that's like the kind of thing to do. So I'd say like find your own niche. And if you're passionate enough about it, other people will be, or they'll see how passionate you are and they'll want to become part of your community. In terms of like the nitty-gritty of it, like getting the experience you need, I went through work experience, so down in London with all the big magazines. That's not a bad place to start, although I guess there's not much of that happening right now. And then, yeah, you've just got to stand out from the crowd. Like it's a very sort of in-demand job. Everyone wants to drive cars for a living. So you've got to, as I say, find your own niche and stick out from other people. So whether that's the level of your writing or whether that's your knowledge, or the route I went down was the technical side. So I studied mechanical engineering. So you had a degree in what you were writing about, which kind of made you stand out from other people. So yeah, basically nail down exactly what you're passionate about and go from there. Callum Gooley, did you enjoy The Great Escapist? I've watched episode 1. Let's leave it at that. What's your favorite chocolate bar? Whisper. I'm hoping you're asking so that next time I turn up at Mad Ford, you have a nice Whisper for me. Okay, slight panic, people. Stage 1 needs a subframe, and I feel like I remember painting it, but I cannot see what would be classed as the subframe. And that's making me panic a bit, because that means this build will be shut down incredibly quickly. That's not good. Bring like a macaroon home. Most work experience has gone online. Interesting. Oh, Microsoft. Very cool. Good man. Sorry. Girl. Throttle girl. You've been writing on DriveTribe. Great. DM me a link to the stuff you've been writing. I'll check it out. Formula One and automotive history. Sounds like I'll be into it. Have I found any more Hot Wheels F1 cars? Sadly not. I will get onto that someday. But annoyingly, I reckon they've gone up in price over their recommended retail, because they were incredibly good value back in the day. Right, this is not good. I'm going to blame this one on my dad, because he covers all this up with a big cloth, and it would be far too easy to just brush something and you're going to lose a part. Mick, what do I do? How do I fabricate my own rear subframe? It's either right in front of me and I just don't see it, or it's gone. This is making me panic. Whisper Gold, yeah, that's even better. Whisper Gold. They now do double Whisper Golds. What's the best backup car for all the Top Gear specials? I don't know. I've never been on a Top Gear special before. Do you mean backup car as in the car they have to go in if their car breaks down, or do you mean like crew car? i.e. like the Beetle and the Botswana special? I got a Nick Heidfeld Jordan, nice. £8? Oh, right, 10 years ago, fair enough. I feel like I asked whether it's one or the other, and you said yes. So I'm going to take that as the backup one. You can't go wrong with a VW Beetle. People slag them off, but air-cooled equals reliable. Okay, well, I can't put the subframe in, so I'm going to skip that step, which is quite a significant step. That's like not putting the propeller, that's like, yeah, not having the propeller for your Hurricane. Like, it's not going to go well. But anyway, main chassis, just what we've got here. And I have to put the leaf springs onto it, which are here. Hello, CJ. What's the car behind me? That is a Jaguar XJC 5.3 litre V12. Okay. Two little slots for the leaf springs. Got quite a cool video coming out on the channel tomorrow, of which the Mad Ford bunch have been awakened to already. So I'm actually really looking forward to see what the feedback is on that, because it could define where we go with it from tomorrow's video. I think I describe it as heartwarming and heartbreaking. Actually, maybe I should reveal what the video is, and then we can start chatting about it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so tomorrow's video is I found my first car, my first ever car, a Rover 25, and I found it abandoned in a military barracks car park that's about 2 miles from here. And it's not in good shape. It looks like it's been sat stationary for about, well, I'd say at least 3 years, potentially way longer than that, potentially 6 or 7. My dad has been driving past that barracks, and he says it's been there for about 6 years. So MOT ran out 3 years ago, and I basically asked the barracks if I could go in and film it, and they kindly said yes. So it's not in good shape. It's really badly rusted. It definitely, the engine hasn't turned in over 3 years, and potentially 6. It would not pass an MOT at all. And I don't really know what to do. The car would be very cheap to buy back because Rover 25s are not exactly expensive cars, but the amount of money to put it right would be quite a lot. Now, the love story, happy ending, is that we get it back, we restore it, and then I have my first car back, and people always get wistful about their first car. But it would need thousands of pounds spent on it to get it roadworthy. And a lot of my decisions have to be like business orientated as well, in terms of, well, my sort of metric is views. So the Mondeo series is doing incredibly well. We've got a second series with something else that I'm pretty sure will do very well as well. I don't see there being a market for a rover restoration, personally. I might be wrong, but restoring a V6 Mondeo clicks. Restoring a Rover 25, probably not getting clicks. So I know that's maybe quite like a sort of savage way to think about it, but it is the way I need to think about it. I've found my subframe. The reason the reason I didn't recognize it is because I've painted it bloody yellow when it should be black. Okay, we're back in the game, people. Let me read your comments. So let me scroll up a bit. Okay. This doesn't look like an ME262. No, it's not. This is a MGB. I thought I'd switch it up and do a car. I'll just do this step now, but then I'll go back to do the rear subframe. My 262 is actually finished and painted. I'll maybe find that. Pre-painted like your prep, Mike. Yeah, I'm getting better. Although, Mick, you need to teach me how to be, you know, a Airfix master. Do you want making him in total wipeout? Sorry, I don't quite understand your Richard Hammond question, CJ. You know, we could do anything she needs. Yeah, you're saying content's content, but I need to walk into a meeting and say, hey, give me X amount, thousands of pounds to put into this car that, to be honest, if I'm being completely blunt, I don't think we'll get many views. That sound good? And then they'll either say no or they'll say yes, but it better fucking deliver. And then I don't think it'll deliver. And then that's kind of me being a good head of DriveTribe video out the window. Is it the first car? Yes, X-Ray Specialist. This is the first car. It's my very first car. SG51HEU, 1998, Rover 25. Sunburst red, I think. Need to bin that shite glue. Watered down glue. You can always ask viewers. Yes. So the video is going out tomorrow. We shall see. If it goes down really well and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you need to do this," go ahead for you to get all of your people to be like, "Do it, do it, do it." I mean, yeah, that is the obvious thing, of course. Like, you find your first car, restore it, get it back. But I don't think that's potentially the right call. Okay. Prop shaft. Let's get her in. So the MGB, if I'm correct, it's a 4-cylinder 1600 engine. Which didn't have much poke in it. And actually on DriveTribe, we did a video on an electric NGB, and there was quite a debate in those comments. You need to see if it's financial content. I'm guessing you mean it's like financially viable. Yeah, I need to justify that kind of thing. And the follow-up to the Mondeo series, I don't know when we'll be announcing that officially, but that itself is like a sort of, that's another test. It's like, okay, we've had what hopefully will be overall a very successful restoration series with the Mondeo. Let's hope this is a trend and go again, which is what we're doing. But it might turn out to not be a trend, in which case, you know, I need to analyze that and take that into consideration and see if we do that. You know, DriveTribe might become a sort of, we constantly have a restoration series going, which would be great. That would be fantastic. We'd be in and out of Mad Ford every 2 weeks, which is great. I'd love that. But at the same time, we can't just be like, we can't just commit to that without, you know, some proper thought given to it. You get me, Mick? I've got the little fan here. It's supposed to fit on the front of that. Let's just glue it in. Oh, is that supposed to be the belt? Interesting. So I've got used a little engine block, one side of it, and then I don't know if you can see, yeah, if I put that against my head, that wee triangle is supposed to be the belts. So I've got to fit the fan on the top of that. But yeah, that Rover 25 video will be going out tomorrow, and I guess we'll see the response. I think a lot of people will think that we should do something about it. But yes, the reason I brought this up is I want to know what your guys' first car is. Could everyone watching this type into chat what their first car was? And I imagine there'll be some stuff that's much cooler than the Rover 25. Oh, cool, CJ. Glad you're a DriveTribe fan. MG was a 1.8. Cool. Humbrol cement. Yes, absolutely. And Humbrol paint. But Humbrol paints seem to have quite a short shelf life. It's 50-50 whether these things are in any shape to actually paint a model in. You feel me? Okay, good. I'm glad you understand. But we'll see. I'm not killing it immediately, you know. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm actually on like a bit of a come down. I said it at the start, but Scotland have just beaten England at Twickenham in London for the first time since 1983. So I was minus 11 years old last time that happened. My mum was 21. So that's a pretty momentous thing to happen. So I've been a bit buzzing, so I'm using this to sort of calm down. Are we getting answers? Vauxhall Viva HC. I do not know what that is. I'll Google that later. Sounds awful. Toyota Celica 1979. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. A Mr. Bean lookalike yellow mini. Very cool. This MG is going to be brightly yellow as well. Blew the engine 7 times and fitted a 2-litre. Oh, is that where the Ford shit started? Mini 1100. Nice. 87 Mercury Lynx wagon. Only ran on 2 cylinders. Again, I'll need to look that up. I do not know what a Mercury Lynx wagon is. Citroen AX GT. Cool, Adam Fry. 1988 Ford F350. Your first car was a 7.3 litre diesel. Christ. Yeah, go Scotland. Got my flag out. Exactly, big badge. Scotland win the Calcutta Cup and Stevie G bringing home 55. Nissan Micra 1.2. I've been told they're reliable cars. I would never have one myself. And in the 70s, you beat the football team and nicked the GoPro. Yeah, true. Like Monday, yep, V5 engine. My first was a 75 Datsun pickup. Cool. You guys had cool cars. I thought I was being cool because, well, actually, I always wanted an MG ZR. But we had one lined up. I went to insure it, and it was the MG ZR insurance was 4 times the price of Rover 25 insurance. Just shows how stupid some of the insurance companies are. Literally just because one said Rover and one said MG. Yes, there's like some slight sporty modifications on the ZR, lower suspension and whatever, but on my little same 1.4 engine, no more power, body kit, like it was just silly. So that's what I did. I got the Rover 25 with the cheap insurance and then did everything I could to change it into a ZR. Vauxhall Nova 1.4, cool. Some of them sitting around Knockhill. I think there's like a Vauxhall enthusiast up at Knockhill that collects them. Right, can I make this engine together? There's a cylinder head somewhere. There it is. You don't have a car, but I'm hoping to get a Mitsubishi FTO. Cool, Nico. Would that be your first car, Nico? Because that would be a pretty nifty first car. They're always in, like, you know, top, whenever there's lists of top front wheel drive cars. The Mitsubishi FTO is always up there. I kid you not, it was so great to meet you in person. When did we meet, CJ? Or do you mean it would be great? Have we met before? Apologies if we have and I don't recognize your name. Lynx was a North American Escort. Oh, right, okay. My Celica was total shit. I mean, yeah, it's rare that you buy a first car. That's another thing. All the people that have answered what their first car was, how much was it? My little Rover 25 was 800 quid. And to be honest, not a bad buy. The head gasket went, but which Rover 25s don't have their head gasket going? And that's another thing about, you know, potentially doing something with that car. We know it's had its head gasket done. Although, does it matter if it's sat off the road, not started for 6 years? Like, that's what scares me. I don't know how much how much work goes into a car that's been sat stationary for that long? Like, is that complete rebuild, or is that, would you just sort of put some oil down the top of it, prime it for a bit, and then fire it up? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, my little 4-cylinder engine is ready to be mated. That's quite a nice fit, actually. I've never owned a car. In that case, then, what do you want your first car to be? I also just realised something. Yeah, yes, CJ, I am Scottish. I've not got the thickest of accents, because people from Edinburgh generally don't have. We have quite soft accents. I've never heard Big Madge in chat. I've never actually heard that man's voice before, but he will have, I imagine, much thicker accent than I do. If you decide to get the 25 back, we definitely need to drop it a shitload. Looks like a 4x4. Yes. So that, well, it rides as high as the 25 did. So that is the weird thing, though. It's got all the ZR aesthetic bits, but it's still got the Rover suspension on it. So yes, it does ride high, and it has got the big ZR wheels in it, so they would fill the arches. But this is another thing, Mick. Would it be wrong? Maybe because I'm asking the question, I think it would be wrong if we got the car back and then made it something a bit silly and crazy, souped up or whatever. Is that right? Buying back your first car and like doing something a bit mental with it? Really? Should we get it back and just make it pristine Rover 25, as in take off all the ZR bits that I attempted to do? There's two ways to think about that. It's like, do we put it right back to pristine Rover 25 like we're doing with the Mondeo, or do we complete my process and put all the ZR bits on it so that there's nothing on the car that says this used to be a Rover 25? I guess do all the things that they did from the factory. So no, we want our first car to be. Okay, well, there's plenty of stuff on DriveTribe about best first cars, so do check it out. Would you buy an SK120? Yes, absolutely. I've driven one in my life. I've driven all the XKs, so 120, 140, 150. And yeah, I'd love one of them, but I'd put a 5-speed in it. All right, fashionably late. Hello, all torque. Yep, this is my dad's garage. You'll actually see on tomorrow's video, you'll see more than just a car behind me. There's actually an MG over there that you guys can't see, and another couple of cool cars out on the driveway. Mike, if you're paying, I can do what? Well, this is it. This is it. The business model from my side is that it's, we do exactly as we've done with the Mondeo in terms of sponsorship, etc. Okay, I'm just fitting the carbs now. That's quite a tight fit. Okay. Just needs a bit of a shove, but secure it with glue. Nice. Look at that little engine. I'll show you. It's all right, eh? I'm definitely building more than I did last time. I'm getting better. Right, the final thing that needs put on the engine is the exhaust manifold. There it is. Okay. Mike, could DriveTribe do an up-to-date version of Top Gear's Best Cars for Teenage challenge? A lot of things have moved on since the Starlet, Vauxhall, and Volvo. There's two ways to think about that. Do you mean literally redo it and have Clarkstown to May? In which case, sadly, the answer is no, because we simply do not get the time to do that sort of thing with them. And then that kind of answers the second side. If we were to do it non-Clarkstown to May, I don't think people would really watch it, because the mantra I've always taken is, yes, like use them for inspiration and draft them into as much DriveTribe content as possible, but never try and copy them, because that's only ever going to go one way. And it's not a good way. The second the audience, who are, you know, no two ways about it, Clarkstown to May super fans, the second they're like, oh, wait a minute, you're just trying to do that Top Gear thing, but worse. There's no point. Do your own thing. Hence Mondeo and stuff like that. If you're buying your first car back, you can always do what you thought you ever wanted it to be. Yeah, so that, Michael, to answer that one, yeah, that would be making it an NGZR. So there's no remnants of Rover left over. So that's one way to go after it. Stance it and go full mental. You know what? I do actually want a stanced car. And what's his name? Jack McCann. You go on Instagram and search Jack McCann. MCCAN. He's got a slammed Mustang, which I absolutely love. And I've thought about the Mondeo donor car and doing something like that to it. My granddad had a Toyota Starlet. Cool. And I still see it driving around. Oh, cool. That exact car. Very nice. You've got a similar story. Yes, all torque. Are you going to get Mad Ford in on your Mondeo? Oh, you've bought something else. Well, how's your SE200? Hope it's doing well. Yeah, true. If you want to see anything that's going on with the Mondeo, Mad Ford Engineering, they Twitch stream pretty much every day. Do I watch Doug DeMuro? No, I get served some of his videos every so often. Right, let's do this subframe. This is where we should have started. No, I don't really watch his stuff. We did that collab with him during lockdown last year with James May, which was quite cool. Clash of the Titans, you could say. Right, what way round is this? That way round. Okay. First thing to go in is suspension. I must say, during this lockdown, I've really got into this modeling stuff. So I'll definitely be continuing it once I get back to London. And when I offered up like what I should have done on my first one, when I showed you guys all the models, there was actually, it was almost 50-50 between the Messerschmitt and doing some Warhammer, like wargaming stuff. So I may do that down the line as well. I was thinking of painting the soldiers in a motorsport livery, most likely the silk cut Jaguar colors. Another day for that. Okay. Brakes. I should really have painted these, but I'd rather get through this build for you guys, because I don't want you guys thinking that I talk about doing Airfix and never actually bloody do them. Which way up is that? Okay, that way up. Okay. Now this is another one of those, actually no, that goes on top, sorry. I was about to complain about the way Airfix instructions are orientated and that they're a bit, they don't tell you enough about alignment, which means once things dry and you then go to fit another part, they're sometimes not aligned the way you need to be, so it's all skew width. In this instance, you obviously need to get the brakes and hubs exactly where they need to be so that the wheels that attach to them aren't all squint. But there's a plate that goes on top, which should finalize that positioning. By the way, guys, I've thought, because Scotland have won today, I have thought of a cool ending for you guys to the stream. So once we're kind of done and dusted here, definitely stay tuned for a little surprise I've got for you. Is the next Grand Tour episode coming out anytime soon? No, I wouldn't say too soon, because Hammond shows that's just come out, so they won't want to have those in too close a proximity to each other. So yeah, you'll probably need to wait a wee bit for that. Okay, which one is which here? Are they symmetrical? Yes, so it doesn't matter. Okay, bear with me, guys. This bit's going to be very fiddly. So I might go quiet just to get this bit sorted. And this will govern the alignment of the wheels. Oh God, this is going to be really fiddly. Oh, Christ. Okay, well, that's not going very well, but it's semi in position, and I want to crack on. There's two tiny little holes on this arm here that the suspension and the hub are supposed to go up into, but Jesus. I mean, even a set of tweezers would struggle with this. Ooh. Okay, that side's gone a lot better. I've actually got everything located. Okay. Could be better, could be worse. Oh, no, no, no. Get in that hole. Okay, what I said earlier is going to be correct. My rear wheels are going to be wonky as hell, but let's just crack on. Thank you. I enjoyed doing that model video. Hopefully more to come. Warhammer, I didn't realize you were a virgin, Mike. I will have you know that I've got a very pretty girlfriend. So, and I like Warhammer. Something I did as a kid, and doing this Airfix kind of got me back into that. So, are you excited for the 2021 Formula One season? Yeah. Guess I'm more excited for WEC hypercars. Mike, have you got in contact with Dua Lipa? Not yet, but we're potentially doing a series soon with Jag. And Jag kind of means Dua Lipa, so you never know. Does anyone know if W Series is running on F1? Yeah, it is. W Series is going with F1. I'm not going to sing Scotland the Brave. Best performance in Scotland in years. Yeah, I agree. I actually think it's definitely the top 3 performances I've ever seen from Scotland today. Are we getting a free care package of Buckfast? I used to drink Buckfast as a student. Is that Casio watch? Yes. It's a F91W. You can't really see that, but it's great for working out with its little stopwatch and everything. What other car YouTube channels do I watch? I watch Seen Through Glass. I watch TJ Hunt, Carfection. I've been watching some Auto Trader recently. Rory Reed's doing a really good job there. Who else do I watch? I've been watching What's the Lad in America with the track that he's been preparing. Cletus McFarland. Been watching him. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. That subframe is supposed to go into here, but that's a bit sensitive, or maybe I should get it in and get the wheels on as soon as possible. Okay. Where does it even go? It goes into those 2 little dots there. Oh, okay. Let's put them in then. with these bits pointing inwards. Yeah. Tell you what, this is not the easiest. Okay, then we've got our rear differential already painted. That slides in under these leaf springs here. How does it fit in? There's two little nubs. Yep. Oh, they fit up into the leaf springs. Bloody hell. See what I mean? This one is... Give me a measure split 109 again. And the alignment is that pointing inwards. Okay. Okay. That is in. Nice. You know, I had this thought the other night. You know, being on the YouTube channel means you kind of get DriveTribe kind of between journalism and YouTuber. So whenever I'm invited on an event, it's always 50-50, whether I'm in like the influencer crowd or the motoring journalist crowd. And it got me thinking, like, stuff that influencers normally get gifted or do paid promotions of, or, you know, just sound out on their social media. It's, you know, perfumes and alcohol and, you know, like beauty products and stuff like that. Mine would be this. If I could do like paid promotions on my Instagram, it would be Airfix, Hornby, hit me up, you know. I'm definitely not as good at influencing as these sort of people. I don't know if Hornby have an influencer budget. If let's say I watch Manford Engineering, well, he doesn't really put out YouTube videos, so I can't really say I watch his YouTube channel. Although I did discover him via that, doing his dancing. Do you think the Bugatti Divo is quicker than the Senna? No. Do I think the Bugatti Bolide is quicker than the Senna? Yes. What motorsport podcast do you listen to, if any? I would like to class Drive Nation as a motorsport podcast, because they dip into motorsport fairly often, and it's normally classic motorsport, which is what I'm into. I've recently been listening to like a sports podcast from actually a guy that I used to go to school with called Jasm. It is called... Oh no. 2 seconds. I do want to give this shout out properly. What is his podcast called? Bear with. Is there such thing as a history on Spotify? I feel like it's something to do with grass. Okay, sorry, Jasmine, I'm not going to be able to give this shout out. Is it in my search? Please be in my search. Nope, it's not in my bloody search. Okay, he does like, he's into F1, rugby, football, so they do podcasts about everything. I'll try and remember what that is. Oh, Grass Half Full. Grass Half Full. It might be called that. Look up that. It's about time you watch one of my videos. Yeah, as I've said with the DriveTribe people, DM me a link and I'll watch it. What type of glue am I using? It's Humbrol poly cement. It's the stuff you get in the Airfix starter packs. Manscaped. You either have intel that you shouldn't have, or I've blurted that out on a stream somewhere, but yeah, stay tuned on Manscaped sponsoring things with me in it. You know, give me a whisper gold. Yeah. Does Lucy like Airfix? No. Is this because I say I don't watch your YouTube channel? Mate, you don't put up YouTube videos. You should. You've got stuff to create content on. I'd be more than happy to help you. I mean, your Twitch is awesome, so it might take time out of your Twitch. I don't know whether you'd want to do that or not. Mike's got balls. Yeah, I literally do. When you get Manscaped products sent your way, why not use them? Plus, everyone can do with some manscaping, as I say in my ad integration in the video. I thought you were joking. Yeah, I could tell you thought I was joking, but no. Actually, tomorrow, you'll find out tomorrow. Stay tuned, 12 noon on DriveTribe YouTube channel tomorrow. You'll see a Manscaped video. That's a crazy coincidence that you asked that. Okay. Engine into chassis, and that looks like a sort of radiator / ducting thing that needs to go in the front, which is this thing there. Okay, that's the front of the car there, and that just slots in there. Right, that's easy. Woo! I've just pinged my rear axle. God damn it. Okay, let's not put pressure on that bit. Okay, radiator in. I need to put some decent pressure on that to pop it in, but I don't want to. Okay. Put this in. And then engine. Where does the engine mount? Hi, Mike. I'd like to become an engineer and work on designing cars. Are there any books you recommend to get started in IC engines and chassis design? I will be honest with you, Ivan. I studied engineering. For 5 years, got my master's in mechanical engineering, but I was not very good. So that's a question for people in my year that actually went on to become engineers. I liked engineering. I found it cool. but I quickly realized that you start off in like years of spreadsheets as an engineer. You don't go like straight in doing cool stuff. So it wasn't for me. So I'm not the best person to ask about that sort of specific. Just be thankful Halfords didn't make commands. Yeah, exactly, Nano Reaper. I've got 3 full Manscaped kits. So if any of you guys want Manscaped, use the discount code DRIVE20. That's a genuine thing. That would actually really help the DriveTribe channel. If you buy a Manscaped kit and use the code DRIVE20, you'll get a 20% discount, free shipping, and you'd help out the DriveTribe channel a lot. So if your manliness needs scaping, by all means. At least it's not Raid Shadow Legends. Well, you never know. We're ticking them off. Manscaped, it could be them next. We've done World of Tanks. That was a big one last year. I really want to buy the Lego Senna. That's an interesting point, actually. I really don't get these Lego like full-size cars being made. Wait a minute. Surely that mounts from underneath. Right, see, this is one of these things that's like, the instructions need to tell you these things. Right, here's the issue. Engine and prop shaft, chassis. You can see, put that against my head again, you can see the indentation that the engine goes in here, the prop shaft runs down here and goes to the rear diff there. If I plop that engine in place where it should be, right there, because I've just instinctively lined up the prop shaft dead center, just straight off the engine, it's 2 or 3 mil proud of the rear diff, because you've got to look 3 stages ahead and plan that sort of thing. Now, to me, that's pretty frustrating. Like, what am I supposed to? I'm now supposed to like break the glue and align those. I don't think that's good model making design, personally. But I'm looking at the instructions just to make sure that that is what they're wanting, because that seems a bit silly. Yeah, it must be. It's not saying go from underneath, because there's a cross member there that stops you putting the engine from underneath. So it has to go in from the top, but the body prop shaft's miles off. Not cool, Airfix. Yeah, my Lego cars thing. Lego cars, they'll never look as good as like an Airfix. So you have this like really blocky, lumpy looking model that looks kind of like the car it's supposed to be, but it's just not very good. While with an Airfix, you can get curves and lines and actual shapes instead of blocks. What scale are Airfix planes? They're normally 1 to 72. This is a 1 to 32 car. Will it not be sussy if we do it before the video goes up? Good point. Wait till 12 noon tomorrow. Wow, Nice one, apprentice blacksmith. British engineering at its best, yeah. Right, I'm just gonna have to break the glue and make sure that mates up. Unpopular opinion inbound. I think the Senna. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion, mate. I think that's a pretty popular opinion. I think everyone thinks the McLaren Senna is pretty gawping. Right. Okay, some bending is needing done. Not good enough, Airfix. Come on. Right, so I just glue the end of the prop shaft and then we'll mate them up. And then we should be back in the game. Okay. Okay. It's now aligned. But not quite as well as I'd like. Come on, get in there. That's it. Okay, let's leave that for a bit. Oof, we get to turn the page. Wheels. Right, let's blast through them. I'm building a right bastard kit at the moment, no instructions. What is it? Tell us, Mick. Is it one of those really niche transporter model kits that you've bought from some bastard end of Russia or something? What about the McLaren Sabre? It's an improvement, but there's a lot going on with that car, isn't there? Okay. Tires. Do you think the smaller companies like Connaught and Noble would still be able to get away with producing IC engines? I don't know what the rules are. Maybe if they keep their production numbers low enough, they're in the clear. But I feel like that production number is something like 25, which is pretty damn low. So yeah, I'm not too sure what the legalities of all of that is. Okay, I'm definitely going that way, but paint has been that it's quite a tight fit, so I might have to crack through some paint here. Well, she's in. One wheel. Oh, that's tight. What do you think of the 919 road car concept? It was pretty awesome. It was weird. Oh Christ. What needs shaved? Or do I just need brute force? It was quite a coincidence that we filmed our video about Porsche hypercars and put that video out 3 days or something before Porsche then unveiled all these hidden hypercars that they'd never shown the public. I'm not saying our video was the catalyst, but it was just crazy coincidence. It's funny, I organized that one with the Porsche PR man to make that shoot happen. So he must have known that that was that announcement was coming, you know, fairly soon. Oh, these are tight. Oh, sorry if this brute force is freaking out any modelers out there. Do you think the Julia GTAM and Project 8 are a bit yobbish? No, I love them. They're right up my street. Oh, come on. See, now it's pretty goddamn wedged in there. Do I get a hammer out, lads? They're not fragile parts. They're almost like a press fit. If I get a screwdriver out, am I going to freak out all you modelers out there? I'm doing it. Oh, come on. There we go. Not the hammer. No, it's fine. I used a flat head and gave it some nice even weight distribution. Hopefully this one's not as tough as that one. Okay, I'm not going to waste time this time. There we go. Boom, 4 wheels. Now they go on the hubs. And then the hubcaps go on them. How lovely. We're making progress, folks. Look, that is like half a car. Wheel number 1. Oh, that was a nice fit. I enjoyed that. It's a bit of a missed opportunity with Airfix that, like, you know, certain Airfix planes, you can make it so that the propeller spins round. Let's see a bit of a missed opportunity that you can't do the same with the wheels on a car. This is where the alignment of those hubs comes into play. Now WC have changed the rules For hypercars, do you think Jaguar should enter the season? Nah. It's dead, sadly. It's a very old project. It was 2012, so old tech. Sadly, not gonna. Well, you never know. What I think Jag should do is build a DPI. Save them a shitload of money. It's actually the smart move for the series. Means you don't have to design a road car. It's not as cool and it kind of defeats the purpose, but the rules are there, so why not utilize them, you know? Okay, final wheel. The nice thing about most of the components, I know some of those early ones were a bit dodgy, but most of the components in this build are like big, compared to, you know, the 172 planes, which can be a bit pernickety. Okay, let's leave them to dry. Okay, I'm not going to put the hubs straight, or should I put the hubs straight on? Yeah, fuck it. I don't like that glue. The metal needle. Yeah, I don't know why they've switched to these. I remember the metal needle ones. Can't watch. I imagine that's because of the screwdriver. Sorry about that. At what point do you think the horsepower wars are going to stop? I think, well, you have to think about the way the industry is going. Everything's going electric, isn't it? So there will come a point where it doesn't really cost much to make a car 1,000 horsepower, because you just buy the right electric motor and make sure it's on the right setting. So I think, although the electric hypercars are like 2,000 horsepower right now, I think those are just headline figures. I think horsepower war will come head on with autonomous driving, because when you have an autonomous car, you won't need 1,000 horsepower because you're not driving it. So I hope these aren't rotation wheels. Yeah, I mean, it says to... Ha! I wonder what that meant. Lol. It literally says, do not use glue. I talked myself into that one. Never mind. Those wheels won't be rotating anytime soon. No, they will not. Please do investigative journalism piece on Apple Car. Everyone's trying to do that, and they're all failing. Because if Apple doesn't want you to know something, you won't bloody know. You're still looking for a BMW V10? Yes. Absolutely. Actually, I'm going to leave the hubs because I want the wheels to dry now. Not a fan of EVs or self-driving cars. I think you will be. Actually, that's a point. Nano Reaper, have you ever driven an EV? Do you have experience in one that you're like, I don't like this? Because I feel like that is a shield that many people say, I don't like EVs, but they've not actually had a go in one. So I think once you drive an EV, you very quickly realize all the good bits about them. Incredibly peaceful cars to drive. So yeah, I'm actually a bit of an EV fan, to be honest. Okay, seats are going in. Let's have a look at this. Is there a certain order I should put these things in? Yes. Let's put the little gear sticks, etc. in first. Okay, handbrake. Oh, looks a bit gummed up with paint. There's me slagging off Airfix saying, oh, it's a missed opportunity. I've missed my opportunity. We're like, to have the spinny wheels. Okay, that was a nice fit. Gear stick next. Gear stick, is that this little lad here? Number 36. 35. Yes. Tell me, everyone, what are you going to do with your Sunday? What have you got planned? I am heading south. Back to work. I've locked down in Scotland, but the time has come to get back at it, which I'm quite excited about. More filming, more time with my girlfriend. Happy days. Yeah, I'll concentrate on this now and then I'll check your answers, what you're doing tomorrow. That's nice, a little radio going in there. Radio pedals. Where do they go? Let me just slap onto the side. Okay, pedals are in. Anything else in the interior? No, just the seats. I can see in peripheral messages coming in. In case you didn't hear it, I want to know what you're doing with your Sunday. Okay, one seat in. Shit. Yeah, my nursery. I put my pedals in backwards. I thought I'd put my seat in backwards, but then I quickly realized it was just a pedal box. Right, re-glue that. Okay, disaster averted there. Okay, let's have a look at what's been said. All torque, you're very much in the market for an E60M5. See, they're just expensive ways to have a V10 that's going to explode. Get a E63 M6 and you get one for half the price. How about that? Do you think non-electric cars are the future? Yeah. Whether it's synthetic or just you're only allowed to drive them for a reduced amount each year, that'll be fine. Milk floats were the best EVs. You know, that is I'm not saying that specific comment, but that is the perfect way to know how old a car fan is. The second they describe EVs as milk floats, you know they were around when milk floats were a thing. It's just the classic 40-year-old plus thing to say about electric cars. They're all just milk floats. No offense. Leaving Scotland during a lockdown. Well, it's for work, mate, isn't it? Been locked down here since Christmas, but work is calling. I need to make the monies. Edinburgh's one of these beautiful cities. Yeah, I'm always really glad to get back here. How much music do I listen to? Yeah, decent amount. I've been really into Pink Floyd recently. Went to Fort William, no less. A couple of years back, it was beautiful. Yeah, it's nice up there. I love Skye. Yeah, I've never been to Skye, weirdly. The M6 isn't as classic as the M5, though. It's got a very striking look. How do you define something as more classic? Okay, next stage. I'm going to do this for another half hour. So let's see if we can mate top of MG body to everything we've been building. That'd be a good place to get to. I'm on stage 8 out of 11. Can we finish it in the 2 hours? Okay, turn this upside down. Dashboard. First thing to go into the dashboard is the steering wheel. Yeah, this reminds me of the NGB that was in the video with myself and James May. And I guess the big arguing point there was that the car cost 90 grand. Who's paying £90,000 for an NGB? I've got a very painted hole here. What can I use to pinhole it through? Tweezers work? Yeah. Nice. Okay. So simple. Just go straight in. That doesn't fit in there. Dearie me. That needs a bit more hooking. Is that a technical term? Hooking? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to start an argument about EVs. It's just the mindset towards what they're like to drive that annoys me sometimes. For example, the Jaguar I-Pace. I can guarantee every single person watching this stream, if they drove a Jaguar I-Pace, they'd love it. Teslas, you know, I'm here or there on, but the Jag, properly good car. And let's be frank, they would all smoke pretty much any internal combustion car. You can throw as many turbos as you want at your Cosy inline 4. An electric car would have it. At Santa Pod, or away from the lights for that matter, maybe more importantly. Shit, that was a lot of glue. Bonnet. What makes you laugh the most from the 3 clowns? It's probably when they laugh. James May's laugh is pretty outstanding. You know, there's compilations on YouTube of his laughter. Let's figure this bonnet comes from underneath. What am I assembling? I am assembling an MGB Roadster. It's actually going all right. I might actually get this finished. Who knows? I'm not going to speak too soon. Oh, shit. I'm nearing the end of this poly cement and it's getting very gloopy. Fucking hell, that's a lot. That needs a dab, that does. Christ almighty. Okay. Dab. A bit of bonnet alignment. Yeah, looks all right. Okay, that's in, that is in, that's in dashboard. Okay. That's a bit odd. I don't understand. Again, not very good instructions. Surely the dashboard has to go on to there. Is it okay to just completely defy what Airfix says and just do your own thing? Because I do not understand the instruction I'm being given. What it's saying is, read that instruction there. That is saying that the dashboard horizontally mounts into the top of the body, but that means it's just facing the wrong way. It's got these little nibs, but it's saying to put them straight into those, and that's just not correct. If I did that, the steering wheel's pointing to the deck. It's just not true. Mike, what do you think of Jimmy getting a brick car drive? Awesome. We're going to be covering that on DriveTribe, hopefully. So stay tuned on more of that. EV stuff, whatever. Please do it in your 1 to 43s. Yes, I will. Are these Airfix streams going to be a weekly stream? They've not been weekly so far. They've been every fortnight. I think that's what I'll go for. If you guys enjoy them. I don't understand that instruction. I'm going to... I want to see the result. Next page. So I'm just going to mount it to the tub. Yeah. Okay. This might be the wrong decision, but I'm going to mount the dashboard to the little interior tub instead. I'm going to put him in there because that instruction makes zero sense to me. Yeah, don't get it. Yeah, I mean, there's a curved surface, which isn't ideal, but that just makes way more sense to me. Will I come to regret that? Steering wheel's in. We shall see. You do a joint Airfix kit build with Mad Ford. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think the plan is to do something like that fairly soon. But I feel like he'll shout at me because I'm not as good at him and he's a perfectionist. Just wing it seems good. Okay, that's all that I needed to progress. Okay, we're on the final page, people. I've got just over 15 minutes. And by the looks of things, I need to mate the passenger cell with the top body and then start putting the windscreens in. Okay. Now, again, this is just a completely convoluted set of steps that probably needs to be done in a certain order. But Airfix being Airfix, they don't tell you which. So maybe that's part of it. You need to work out yourself, but help me out, lads. Okay, I'm fairly certain that I can just go straight in with this into this. I don't think there's anything else that needs mounted. Again, I may regret that decision. So this mounts into those two nibs there. That's quite a nice situation. Just gonna put plenty of glue on that. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Okay, that actually is starting to look like an MGB. The steering wheel just fits in. It's literally like right up against the bodywork there. Okay. See-through bits. He won't shout at me. We'll see. If I ruin one of his models, he might. Some tweezering. It's a fairly glued hole there. / painted hole. Okay. I am going to switch to a new poly cement. I'm going to retire this one because it's not doing what it needs to. That's fresh. That's better, much more precise. Windscreen. Kind of in. How slanted is that supposed to be? Is the windscreen on IMDb quite raked? I feel like it is. Because that's currently quite proud of the bodywork. Okay. I'm not unhappy with that, but I'm not fantastically happy either. So yeah, guys, just to remind you, this is a AMA, so if there's anything you've ever wanted to ask me about my job or I'm on Dale or anything really, post it in the chat. Okay, one little side window in. Two little side windows in. What's supposed to go in the back? I don't know what you mean by that. Thoughts on Initial D? I've never watched it. Probably should though, eh? Hey Mike, as I'm watching this, I'm working on an Aston Martin DBR1 illustration. Very cool. Once you're done with that, go and tag me in it on Instagram. I'd like to see that. Okay, how long have we got? 9 minutes till we pack this in. Let's get the front grille on. Let's make it look as much of an MG as possible for you guys. Where does that mount into? Oh, that's quite a nice fit. Yep, I'll have that. Get rid of some tiny bits. Okay. Grill is in. Okay, some questions. Will DriveTribe try and get Abby to get a record time at some track with any fast road car? Maybe. Whenever we have clients come in, I do like to think of motorsporty things to do, and like lap records are quite a easy win there. So yeah, potentially. And we're good pals with Abby. What was your first video you did for DriveTribe? Go on YouTube and type in DriveTribe Jaguar XJR9, and you'll see me stumble through my first ever video. But it's got me to where I am now, so I have to be proud of it. Do you plan on keeping them on Dale for good when it's all perfect again? Straight answer, yes. But if someone offered me silly money for it, you know, it maybe the decision to let it go and put that money into something else. But yeah, it would need to be something fairly chunky for me to say, okay, let's go, because it will be such a special car once it's finished. Oh, buying the front seat. That is where, to answer your question, Reese, it is the little fold down convertible roof. If you have an option, you can either have roof up or roof down, but the roof up section, which is here, I don't really understand. It's like see-through. You'd have to paint it. So I mean, an MGB should have its roof down. So I'm going to build it with the roof down. Have you heard of Jimmy Broadbent? Yeah. I wrote an article on it actually. So yeah, and we're going to be covering Jimmy's journey this year, hopefully. Popped away for a shower. Good to stay clean, Mick. Yeah, nearly there. So progress update. That's the top of the car. Looking pretty decent. And then soon we'll be mating it to the built lower of the car. I've got 5 minutes to do it though, because I'll give myself 2 hours. What's the hardest car you've ever driven? Jaguar XK140. It had the Moss box 4-speed in it, and at that time I didn't really have much experience with classic Jags, so in that gearbox, especially first to second, you have to count to 3 as you do it, because there's no synchros. So it's, you know, rev up in first, shift to neutral, shift to second. You do it any quicker than that, you'll crunch it. And same second to third, and then, but I think third to fourth is synchroed, so you're okay there. And equally, down the box. That's the much harder bit because you don't just sit and wait. You have to rev match as well. So very tricky car. Lots of guys, when they make money, buy E-types because it's their dream car. It has that gearbox in it, and they're quickly like, nope, I'm out. This is a shambles, and they give up, which is a shame. It'll be like no other Mondeo on the planet. Yeah, it'll be very cool, won't it? Right, quick. Lights. Let's start with headlights. I hate the see-through plastic bit. If Airfix plastic wasn't nasty enough, the see-through stuff is it's horrible to deal with. Like the worst bit of doing an airplane by far is the cockpit see-through bits. Horrible. Okay, one headlight. I kind of want to get this finished, so I think I will go past the 2-hour mark. But should be too long after. It's crazy how quick it goes. Mick, your days in the shop when you're streaming must just fly by. Right, now there's going to be tiny pernickety little side lights, aren't there? Doesn't look like they're numbered. Let's do the rear lights first. I love the rear lights on MGs. Really nice, slim, sort of run down the rear arches. Yeah, so I guess I'll give you guys a bit of an exclusive for tomorrow. I've already talked in the stream about what the video on my, well, I guess, yeah. The only exclusive I'll give you is there's going to be a video going out on DriveTribe tomorrow and a video going out on this channel tomorrow. And they're both kind of a similar vein. One of them is about my first car that I have recently rediscovered, and the one on DriveTribe is about a car that has been rediscovered. So nice little parallel there. Both 12 noon tomorrow, if you've got nothing else to do. I might not be able to finish that in today. Would you settle for a work in progress? I mean, yeah, don't feel you need to tag me on Instagram now. Wait till you're finished, mate. But I do like the DBR one a lot. Very special car. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, like, what's really odd is there's certain car brands that just do not do well on the internet. And they are, just in terms of the supercar brands, McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Lamborghini. You'd think those 4 car brands, you put in a video, people will want to click and watch it. It's just not the case. I don't know why, but people would, I mean, it's great. People would rather watch a 20-year-old Mondeo get restored than watch someone drive a brand new Lamborghini. And you think like, if you think like just basically about the internet, you'd think that the flashy new Ferrari would get all the clicks, but it's just not the case. So like, think of that DBR1 that you're drawing. I love that kind of stuff and would love to do videos on them, but like I kind of talked about earlier, they just don't get the numbers, and it's such a weird phenomenon. And I think it's all about being relatable. Driving a £500,000 Lamborghini, I guess, is just not relatable, you know. But I feel like if people started a YouTube channel and they had free reign over what cars they did content on, say just you could have any press car you wanted, I feel like people would be like LaFerrari, Aventador. When in actual fact, what gets the clicks is something way more mundane. The internet is a weird place. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here because I know a lot of people in this chat, you know, a brand new supercar couldn't do less for them. And I'm kind of with you on that. Of course, if I get a chance to drive them, I absolutely will, but it would be the content I'd immediately jump to. Okay, side lights. They pop in there? No, that's for the bumper. No. They do go in there. Tiny little holes. What the hell? Okay, that's one. Two. Okay. Door handles. Fucking hell. Right, what was saying? Supercars are boring. Yeah, I thought that people in this chat would say exactly that. Mike, 718 GT4 or M2 CS? 718 GT4. I love a Porsche. Yes, my days do fly by when I'm live. Okay, cool. That's shared. Favorite classic car up through the 1960s? Jaguar XKSS. That's because normal people can buy a 20-year-old one day. Yeah, as I say, it's all about being relatable, isn't it? Yeah. Is it like the Nickelback effect, something similar? John F., can you explain what you mean by the Nickelback effect? Because the answer might be yes, but I'm not sure exactly what you mean. The Mundano, yes, lol. I guess it's my one is the least mundane Mundano. The least mundane Mondeo. Especially when it's been fixed by the guys at Mad Ford. I say guys, I mean the legends at Mad Ford. Okay, these bits are tiny as well. Have I got the dexterity to put these in place? Shall I tweeze with them? I've not really tried the tweezers yet for this kind of thing. We'll use them for hooking. Yeah. But yeah, what I was talking about there, like I think it's some things that a lot of YouTube channels I feel are like almost too scared to come to terms with. There's some channels that have access to brand new supercars, and they feel that because they have that access, they therefore must create the content with them. And the content just dies. I'd say everyone apart from TJ Hunt and Manny Koshbin are genuinely making supercar and hypercar content that does well. I would say they're pretty much the only two people on YouTube. Tell me if there's others that nail it, but now, I mean, there was a stage of that content doing well, but I believe we are very much past it. Salamandrin, he did all that kind of stuff, dead. Back in the day, doing something with a Ferrari press car, you know, would blow up. The internet has changed. I would rather watch videos in the 1970s, a Spada than a new Lambo. Yeah. I've got $5,000 to spend on a family car. It should be quick and preferably have all right MPG. What car should I get? Family car for $5,000. 3 Series Estate. Got to Go, The Martians just started on film 4. Go for it, mate. Good film. Do you think the Bolide would go over 300 miles an hour with all that downforce it makes? Yes, I think it would. It's so light and got so much power, I think it would get there. And all the aero would go into a low downforce mode, so it should be fine. Does the glue make me silly? No. Either that or I'm just sort of immune to it. But no, I don't have any issues with it. Or maybe I do have issues and I'm all over the place right now. Who knows? Stradman, good point. That's someone I do watch as well. Stradman, yeah, I'd actually say he's probably on top of the game. Stradman, Manny Koshbin, TJ Hunt. I guess TJ's more supercars than hypercars. But yeah, the fact that Stradman's now got a Veyron, that is cool. Right, okay. I'm only 2 stages away from finishing. What are we? 2 hours 10. Okay, it's going to be 2.5 to get this one finished. But this is going to be a stream where I actually do a model from start to finish, which is a big improvement on last time. So now it is mating top to bottom. Is this going to be as easy as it looks? Let's just plonk it on and see. Make sure you guys can see it. There it is. There's going to need to be some slight bending. It kind of looks like it's going to just snap into place. I'm just making sure I put pressure in the right place. So close yet so far. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that little nib. That will hinder me. There's lots of creaking. How does this go in? I don't want to just put pressure on it, but maybe that is what it needs. Oh, okay. That worked, kind of. I'm now just a bit proud on the rear here. Oh, Nickelback effect. Yeah, I want to know what that meant. People making supercar videos these days are like, look at me. Yeah, it's kind of been and gone, hasn't it? That day of YouTube is gone. Chris Harris, yeah, I wouldn't class him as like a supercar YouTuber, though. It's not quite the same. Johnny Smith is good, I agree. Nickelback effect describes something that's been really successful, but for whatever reason, people are put off it. People like an underdog. Car design might be the same. Yeah, good point. I'll use that, the Nickelback effect. I don't understand. I hate the Nickelback, yeah. It's just a slight lack of alignment that could be solved with brute force, but I don't know if it's the call. How do I get it in, lads? That's bending my leaf spring by doing that. It's almost a two-man job. God. Feck. Go for it. Violence is always the answer. Screwdriver. It is stressful. It's like, see, it's just pride at the back there. So it's pretty much in at the front. But it's not, I'm trying to see, it's not really catching on anything. Maybe it just does need to, popped in. Do I just risk snapping something and then repair it later? Because the front is all aligned nicely. Bloody Airfix. Why doesn't it just fit? And these aren't bits I've glued. These are just like the large moldings. It's like it'd be the equivalent of like the fuselage not going together on the plane. Oh, now it's fucking popped out the front. Okay, let's try and pop the rear in and go from there. You know what? It said you joked about screwdriver, but it actually would help just to prise things slightly. God damn it. Okay. Although that seemed dramatic, the rear is in. I'm going to take off the plastic because these are the bits I'm freaking out about. So that I can just put pressure on. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Lads, we're in. My bonnet's taking a bit of hammering. And the grill, I think we're in. There was a bit of a pop, and my grill's a bit fucked. But otherwise, I think that's in. Great success. Do you go in dry, Mike? That was the Airfix equivalent of doing that. Okay. Definite repair of the front needed. Now, this is where I kind of exposed some alignment issues. It's like slammed at the back and then riding incredibly high at the front, but I think for now that's as good as it's going to get. At least it's mated. We're in, but the bonnet is off. Yeah. I think the bonnet's okay. It's the front grille that makes it look like it's misaligned. I just nail some glue in there, should be all right. It's not the best fit, I won't lie. Okay, take the front grille off and get it properly in there. That was quite stressful, wasn't it? Nothing worse than creaking plastic on the verge of snapping. But that, again, that specifically, that's not my fault, that bit, because the bits that we're struggling to put together were the big bits that are simply, molded by Airfix themselves. So that's just lack of accuracy on their side, in my opinion. Okay. Front grille and bonnet sorted. Is that a low rider? Yeah. The world's first slammed MGB. Right, let's get that glass back in place. Glass back in place, bumpers on, done. And then I think this build can be deemed a success, kind of. I'm just going to build the windows a bit better this time because they weren't great. Nice. And then there's one window. Shit, where's my other window? Don't let me down now. Oh, there it is. Thank God for that. Nice. I can just chill over there. That would be great. And in, just a few minutes, you will get a nice little surprise for you all. Or if something goes wrong, it suddenly turns into a 3-hour stream, which was not what I intended at all. Far too much glue going on there, but at this point, I don't really care. I think this might be my first and last car build. I've definitely not quite enjoyed it as much as a plane. Right. Exhaust. For you fellow airfixers out there, where do you stand on like wheeled vehicles, including stuff like tanks versus airplanes? I think it'll take me a bit of time to want to do anything other than airplanes, to be honest. Right, again, here's another really stupid order of things. It's just told you to glue on really fragile windscreen and side windows. And the next thing it wants you to do is turn the car upside down and put a bloody exhaust on it. Do the underside bits first so that you've got this flat surface, this flat, strong yellow surface to glue stuff from underneath onto. Don't wait until you've got the fragile stuff on top and then tell you to turn the car upside down. What a stupid way to... Oh, God. Okay. We'll leave the exhaust for now. Let's put this on. I need to have a word with someone at Hornby. Tell them I'm doing these streams and tell them that they need to sort out whoever's coming up with the order of some of these assemblies. Again, is that you fellow air fixers out there? Do you come across this? Like you've done a fairly tricky step, or sorry, the steps are just blatantly like out of order. bloody annoying. Because you sometimes have to then backtrack, it can take hours. It can add so much time onto the build. Okay. That's all nicely. Okay, the final thing's bumpers. Bugger the exhausts. Have I been to Duxford? No, I would like to though. I think we might do a DriveTribe, social at Duxford one day. That'd be cool. It's a mullet MGV. Personally, I enjoy Armour better. Okay. Dimitri, carbine mate, is a Jaguar XJC V12. So the two-door Jaguar XJ. Okay, this is number 59. Is that front? That's front. Armour's your favorite? Okay, so you guys are into tanks and transporters and stuff rather than planes. I've always found plastic car kits to be more fiddly than planes, yes. Despite them being a scale bigger, this one's just been not a fan. Yes, all the time, but I generally only do so many steps at a time, then let it dry. Okay. Lucy at DriveTribe crash test it. You know what? It's pissed me off enough that I could potentially be moved to do such a thing. But, James May talks about building an Airfix, and then the thing he did as a kid was like shoot at it with an air gun. I couldn't think of anything worse. You've just spent all that time building an Airfix, especially if it's been painted. The first thing you do is go and blow it up. That doesn't seem right to me. But I guess I wasn't alive when Airfix was like the thing. So the same with like ships he's built and stuff. The first thing you do is go and find a pond and shoot things at them and sink them. I have too much sort of self-pride and preservation to do that sort of thing. Okay, guys, we've got 2 components to go, and then you'll get your surprise. Okay. Front bumpers on. Very nice. Rear bumper. Where's the sprue going? Oh, nice. Planes, rockets, spacecraft, cool. Yeah, I've never thought about spacecraft. Sounds like a very James May thing to do for some reason. How about Fly Tribe? That would be cool. I mean, James May does own a natural airplane, so could be mileage in that. It's got a little Cessna. Very bad excess molding on the bumpers. Which way is it going? That way. Okay, people. There's bits that need painted, and as I said, I'm leaving the exhaust for another day. But my little MGB is finished. Quite happy with that. Yes, the windscreen isn't flush. I would need to, actually maybe I will. Should I clip off the connections and just have it flush? Okay, maybe after the stream I'll take that off, because that is quite bad. But otherwise, I think we can deem this stream a success. Is that Daytona yellow? I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to nip over here and get a surprise for you guys. I'll be 2 seconds. Something that the people that know me quite well will know that I have been playing the bagpipe since I was 3. And because Scotland won today against England at Twickenham for the first time since 1983, I thought I'd serenade you guys as an outro with a set of small pipes. So these aren't full-blown bagpipes, but they're sort of practice pipes for indoors. Just needs a small bit of assembly. Now, I haven't played these for a while, so they might be a wee bit out of tune, so bear with me on that, but quick drink. Okay. Might take a bit to warm up, but here's to celebrating a massive Scottish victory. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. My hands were a bit cold, so that wasn't the best playing, but hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again once I'm back in London. So have a good evening. Come back next time. See you guys.